What's up guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to another video. Today we're going to talk about the 15 items I think every guy needs to own, whether you're looking to update your style or if you're starting from scratch. These pieces will have you set up to build a truly stylish wardrobe. Before we get into it though, I'd just like to ask if you can hit the like and subscribe button, check out archonwards.com for pre-owned menswear and sign up to the Substack for guidance, which is just a newsletter I send out with pre-owned items I find during the week, or links to anything we discuss in the video. Also, it's just general ramblings as well. So yeah, everything will be in the description for that. Also, a quick fit check from myself. I've got a navy jacket from Doppia. The pocket square is from Burberry. T-shirts from Sunspell. And I've got some Bergenberg charcoal trousers on, which you can't see. But enough about me, let's get into these items. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mention a few brands for each, but what I will try to do as much in-depth further content on each one, so whether it be a video or a Substack post with just a whole list of other brands that I recommend as well, but we'll hit 2 or 3 on each one. So first up is a solid suit. Now for me, I'd recommend you go for navy, or if you're not a big fan of navy, go for something like a dark grey or a charcoal. Personally, I would go for a softer shoulder if this is your first and core suit, but if you like a bit of structure, there's nothing wrong with that. You can go with a bit more of a stronger shoulder, especially if you do work in more formal environments or go out to more formal occasions, then a bit of structure is absolutely fine. Things to think about when you're buying your suit is the shoulder, as we spoke about. So whether you want something like this, which I think is a little bit easier to go a bit more casual with, you can wear it with a t-shirt like this a lot easier, or if you want something with a bit more padding, but it's generally seen as a little bit more formal. But these aren't rules, you can play around with each. The other thing then is the lapel, whether you want a notched lapel like this or a peak lapel. Again, a notched lapel is a little less formal, so easier to get away in more casual situations, but I would say you want to really pay attention to the width of the lapel. So something like this has got a nice belly to it, it's got a nice bit of size to it in comparison with the rest of the outfit. You don't want to go for anything too skinny. You could go for something a little bit bigger, but you just want to be careful that you're not going too big and it being too costumey. Other than that, what I'd say is the length of the jacket. There's lots of little rules or tips on how to get the right length for you, but I would just, as a coverall, say just let it cover your bum. And then with the trousers, just making sure the waistline is a good height as well. And then when you've made your decision, take it to the tailors, unless it's absolutely perfect for you off the rack, and get some alterations done. Then now brands for these suits, if we try to cover most bases in terms of budget, Suit Supply is a really good option. They have tons of really affordable suits in really nice designs as well. Natalino as well are probably my favorite brand right now, and they have some beautiful suits at some very affordable prices also. And then if you're spending that little bit more, I would always consider Drake's. Next we have just a simple crisp white shirt. Goes without saying, it's just going to go with your suit. It's going to be something you can wear a little bit more casual as well sometimes, maybe with a pair of jeans, but essentially for your suit, a very simple, clean look. And for brands with these, I would go for something like maybe a Charles Tyrwhitt, Turnbull and Nasser, and also Natalino had some great options as well. So the next item we have on the list is a wristwatch. And if this is your only watch, there's something you could wear in pretty much any situation. Something you can wear with a suit, or maybe you can wear it with a t-shirt and jeans. So you want something that can pretty much do it all. And ones that tend to really fall into these categories are steel wristwatches, something with a steel bracelet. And in terms of items for these, I mean, if you are going to spend a bit more money and get an investment piece, I'd say like a Rolex Datejust is always a really nice option. Very simple, classic. Other than that, I'd say there's some amazing deals with vintage Omega Seamasters. You can get so many different variations, and for me, the vintage market is 100% the way to go. If you want something a little bit new and budget friendly, then I would say something like a Seiko 5 is a really good option, and you can pick those up for around about 100 pre-owned to 150 quid. Another little accessory you should have is a nice, simple wallet. Nowadays, not many people carry cash around, so something more of a card holder. I have one from Anthony Studios, which is just a simple black leather card holder. It's very simple, fits in the pocket well, doesn't poke out anywhere, and that's pretty much all I really want from a wallet. That and it being made of nice leather and sturdy and not scuffing up too much. Brand recommendations, I definitely recommend the ones from Acne. Other than that, there's brands like Mont Blanc who do some beautiful ones, and Dunhill as well. Our fifth item on the list is a crew neck t-shirt in either navy or white, preferably both. Now these are great things because they're so versatile. You can wear them with a suit or you can wear them with jeans, preferably a navy and a white one, but for me I'd always go with navy. I think it just goes better with more items in your wardrobe and also with more skin tones as well. If you get the proportions right in the t-shirt, you can wear them with jeans or you can wear them with a suit like this. Things to look out for here is the height and the thickness of the neckline. Something like this is ideal if you want to wear it under a blazer. So it's got a thin elastic neckline and it comes quite high up. Also, you've got to think about the slimness of the torso and the height of the sleeves as well. Brands to look out for here is Sunspell. and Son of a Tailor do some really good options, and you can tailor them more to your physique. Next up, we have a simple navy grenadine tie. This is going to be the do-it-all tie. I think every guy should have one in their wardrobe, even if they don't wear them that often. I don't particularly wear ties that often, but this one is the workhorse tie for me, especially with the white shirt and the navy suit. It's got a bit of texture to it as well. And brands to look out for here: Drake's do some really lovely ones, and Charles Tyrrell as well. Footwear next, and I'm going to throw two into one, and I'd say a brown dress shoe and a black dress shoe. For me, if I was going to get the most out of my wardrobe, I'd go for a black leather Oxford, and I'd go for a brown suede pair of loafers. I think they'll just go with pretty much everything. If you've got a grey trouser or a navy trouser, you've got the choice of black and brown. If you're going for brown though, I'd keep the tone darker. It just goes with a lot more. And for brands for these, Trickers is one of my favourite, Alden's and Loke. Our next item is a bit more on the casual side of things, and that's a suede jacket. Now, this is something a bit more of a weekend jacket. I think suede is just such a lovely material to have a jacket in. If you're on a date, it just shows that you really considered the item you're wearing. It's very tactile as well, and it just looks great on most people. Brand-wise, Drake's, again, do some really fantastic ones. Reese as well do some really affordable ones, and they have a very wide range of colours and different sort of shapes. I would say if you're going to go for just one, I'd go for more of a Harrington style, which is a cropped one with a bit of a collar to it. The other ones as well, Banana Republic do some really good ones, and Todd Snyder. Next up, we have belts, and again, like shoes, I think you should have one in brown and one in black as well. Try to match up with the shoe colour you have. And the things to think about here is if you're going for more of a smarter dress trouser, you want to pair it with a thinner belt. If you're wearing jeans, you can wear a bit more of a thicker belt. The colour of the buckle, whether you're going for something silver or if you're going for like a brass buckle, and then thinking about any other metals you're wearing with your outfit. And brands for these, Berg & Berg do some really beautiful ones. Also Uniqlo do some really affordable, but really well-made options as well. Next up, we have a signature scent. Now, this is going to be very personal to you. For me, what I like to do is have 3 on the go, and that's something with a bit more of a crisp daytime feel. So I go for like a Joe Malone. I go for a Basil and Mandarin one, and for maybe like a midday one or something where if I'm like in just a pub evening and more of a casual evening, I wear a Marc Jacobs one, or maybe something like a Byredo one. There's Bal de Freak is the other one that I really like from Byredo. And finally, a bit more of an evening one, a bit more of a night out, a bit more of a formal one, I'd go for something Tom Ford. I had the original just Tom Ford one, but I think that's discontinued now. I've got my eyes on their leather ombre one, which just smells like leather car seats, but I really like it. Along with the signature smell, I think every guy should have a skincare regime. So this is something I've only come to appreciate in the last few years. Obviously, I'm getting a little bit older, so you have to look after yourself a little bit more. But also, as I'm using more products and getting used to these kind of things, I'm seeing the positive effects of them as well. So I'm going to do more content on this with a bit more in-depth look at brands. So things to think about here is, first of all, moisturizer, then a cleanser as well. In the evenings, a retinol. Again, we're going to go into more of this in greater detail in other videos. But finally, sunscreen as well to protect, and using that sunscreen every day, because that is super, super important. But again, we're going to go through those in more details. There's not enough time in this video to really dive into it. But the brand I use for sunscreen is called Altruist. So next up is a pair of dark blue jeans. Something with a little bit of a nice rise to them as well, so you can wear stuff tucked in, and with like a straight to slim leg, ideally. Brands for these, Berg & Berg do some fantastic ones. Natalino as well. Drake's also. And then there's just a simple classic Levi's. I go for the 50193s because they've just got that extra little bit of rise to them as well. A weekend bag is something that a lot of guys overlook, and that's our next option. Just something that's really simple and clean and crisp, something that isn't too sporty, something a little bit more mature. Start of this, I mean, it's up to you really on how much you need to carry, whether it be a tote bag or a bit more of a weekend bag. The brands for this, Bennett Winch, do some really lovely options. They're all in Mr. Porter. They do some really great, different sort of styles. There's Grey Flannel, and they've just done a collaboration with The Rake, which is really nice. And also Dunhill do some great ones as well, which are a bit on the pricey side, but you can pick them up secondhand at some pretty reasonable prices. Our penultimate item on the list is a sport coat. So this is just something to add to maybe the trousers you've got with your suit, your navy or your grey ones. Something with a bit more of a playful pattern to it. Just something to maybe wear on the weekends, and just set yourself apart from the more business side of things, or business bit of tailoring. Brands for these, I'd go for something like a Spear & Mackay. We've already spoke about Natalino and Berg & Berg. Those two do some very beautiful ones. And Cavor as well. And one thing I love to pair with sport coats and things with a bit more pattern is these things are just the magic bullet in terms of making something more formal, a little bit more casual. So I often wear them with, say, like a navy suit, and it just drops the formality down, just that little touch. Also with a sport coat as well, wearing them under that, especially if it's more of a sort of like beigeier colour that goes with it. And also maybe a bit of double denim as well, dare I say. But I don't mind that at all. Brands for these, I go for like proper cloth. They do some fantastic ones. Drake's, Bergerberg, Nassino, the ones we spoke about before. Do some really good ones as well. Uniqlo, also like the vintage Levi ones, like the westerny ones as well. But anyway, guys, they're my 15 items I think every gentleman should own. Let me know in the comments below if there's anything I've missed out. Also, if you have any other brand recommendations for any of them, drop them in the comments as well. Again, I'm going to be doing more content with more recommendations in future. Do remember to check out archermers.com for pre and menswear and sign up to the Substack The Guidance. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.